Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network. Welcome to Gun Sports Radio, all about shooting, hunting, self-defense, and more. Now, here are the hosts of Gun Sports Radio, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio, show 69. All day Sunday, 4 to 5. Want to thank Gun Sports Radio for all their support. They've been with us since day one. And I tell you what, it's been an absolute joy. Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. You can call them at 858-573, get this, 1911.
Hey.
GunRangeSanDiego.com, GunRangeSanDiego.com. That's the Nordstroms of gun ranges, just not the price. All right, well, we don't have our caller calling in as yet, but we do have his cell number. So what we'll do is let me run out to I'll run out to Timothy and have Timothy. Yeah, Timothy can give him a call.
Timothy, give him a call.
Do you want to do a little heads up, Michael? Just talk about who's going to be calling in.
Yeah, his name's Allan Chandler, and Allan is with it's a really interesting company called Firearms Legal Protection, which he actually came to one of our meetings 6-8 months ago for San Diego County gun owners. And Firearms Legal Protection is they're a legal services company that's made up of attorneys. They're advised by law enforcement, and they are dedicated to protecting the rights of lawful gun owners. So basically, this is if you somehow get into some kind of trouble or difficulties, especially legal trouble, if you had to defend your life, that sort of thing. Everything I've ever been taught is that expect some kind of legal action, even if it's completely valid and clear and it's you did everything right, expect some kind of legal action.
Right, yeah, expect to be taken into some sort of custody, stuff like that. And these guys have come by the Gun Range San Diego before, too, and we have some of their sign-up membership packets over there. If people wanted to come by, local, to pick one up to actually read it. And it's a lot of good protection,
Yeah, and it's everything I've been taught when it comes to the ethics and that sort of thing of protecting yourself using lethal force for self-defense is that you could truly, when you decide to defend your life, having to defend your life with using lethal force, that you could lose absolutely everything except your life. And there could be a legal battle. You could lose your friends, could lose your company. So what I wanted to do is have Allan come on today and talk about his company and also give us a little talk about what he sees across the country as he travels around promoting his product when it comes to, CCWs and self-defense and that sort of thing. Allan, are you there?
I am. How are you doing?
Good, Allan. Thanks for joining us.
How you doing, Allan?
Wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, well, you've got.
Well, how are you?
Great. You got myself. I'm Dave, and then you got Michael Schwartz. You got Lance Pelkey and Hollywood Holyfield.
Glad to have you on.
So I am a member of Firearms.
Hollywood, huh? Great.
Yeah, I'm a member of Firearms Legal Protection, and I've done a lot of research on a bunch of these different insurance type companies, and I've been very impressed with Firearms Legal Protection. And Allan, why don't you talk a little bit about what your company does and how you do it?
Thanks for letting me do that, actually. Firearms Legal Protection is a company that basically protects those who protect themselves. So if there's a use of weapons incident, meaning you have to display or actually discharge a firearm for the purpose of defending yourself, then that defense is based on reasonable force up to and including deadly force. If you're greeted with deadly force, then it's imminent. So if you use a weapon to defend yourself, basically, we're going to defend you by providing an attorney for you. And we have an attorney 24/7 to answer that call.
So I noticed, by the way, you said weapon. You didn't say firearms. You said weapon. Is that was that intentional? Is that a specific language?
That's intentional, actually. You can defend yourself with a kitchen knife if it's lawful in your state. We will protect you. Basically, we want to make sure that people are not afraid in their homes, and they're not afraid to carry their firearm when they go. But we actually cover all legal weapons.
Okay,
so brass knuckles, not so much. But if you're in your house and you have to defend yourself with a baseball bat, or, I mean, even if your weapon's unloaded and you have to beat somebody with your unloaded weapon, we are going to defend you if you have a use of weapon incident. So any legal weapon.
And when it comes to this subject in general, I know you do a lot of traveling across the country. When it comes to the subject of being able to defend yourself, using lethal force, CCWs, that sort of thing, what kind of trends are you seeing across the country as you go from state to state?
Well, we're seeing an uptick in folks that want to carry concealed, and we're also seeing an uptick in legislatures that are trying to get open carry. So obviously the difference between concealed carry and open carry is as demonstrated here in Texas. I'm a Texas and a California attorney, so Texas went through a little bit of a change. They had concealed carry for a while up until last year, and then they voted in January 1st, 2016, the right to open carry. So if you have a license to conceal carry your weapon, back then it was a CHL, concealed handgun license, you could carry openly starting January 1st, 2016. And so we're seeing a lot of states that are considering going to open carry, and then a push for constitutional carry, which is if you don't have a prohibition against carrying a weapon, enjoy your day.
Yeah, as long as you can legally own the gun, you can carry it.
Correct.
Yeah, and even here in San Diego, and of course we had a federal case against our sheriff, but San Diego County gun owners has been one of the things we've been pushing really hard on is for broadening the availability of CCWs, broadening the policy by the sheriff so that more sane, trained, law-abiding San Diegans can carry concealed. And it looks like we're having a little bit of an impact, so hopefully we're going to see a huge uptick in CCWs being issued. And then, of course, we have an election coming up with one of his main opponent, his only opponent, is very pro CCW, and we hope to see the future of San Diego be as bright as the rest of the country that you're describing. Now, okay. So what's the main? We'd
like that as well, quite frankly.
Good. Well, we're working on it. We're looking forward to you guys having a lot of future clients here in San Diego. So let's say you defend your life. You're attacked. You defend your life using lethal force. From there, what happens with your product? What's a typical scenario?
Well, a typical scenario, we had a typical scenario occur in Michigan, and this was a couple of months ago. We had an individual who was going to drop his brother off at housing that was in a bad part of Detroit. And so,
is there a good part of Detroit?
I was just about to ask.
There are wonderful places in Detroit. I don't want to offend any Detroit listeners.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
But so he's going to a place that he didn't feel safe at, and individuals came out and threatened him. And you can defend yourself with reasonable force, up to and including deadly force. If you're greeted with deadly force, and it's imminent. And in this particular case, he felt deadly force is imminent. He pulled out his concealed carry weapon and shot an individual in the arm. And typically what happens in that situation, we teach our members to call 911, say very specific things. There has been a shooting. Not I shot somebody, not I defended somebody, not anything else. Just there has been a shooting, where you're located, like 9th and Main, give them a physical, like 7-Eleven or a building, and then send an ambulance, and then hang up. And that's a real contrast from some of the other organizations, but I'll get into that in a minute. And then after you call 911, and this individual did call 911 and then hung up, and then called us about 8 minutes later. So at 7:15 was the 911 call, and 7:23 was our call. Spoke with the individual and said, has there been an event? He's like, yes. Have the police arrived? Yes. Officer Smith is standing right next to me. Now, one of the differences we have with other folks, other products, first, we're not an insurance company, so there are no deductibles. There's no caps on on the lawyer's fees. So that's huge. But the other thing is we want to make sure we get an attorney to you very quickly. So we want to let you know that you're not alone and you're not floundering, waiting for someone to make a collective decision like insurance companies will do. They'll gather more information, wait a few days, have a dialogue on it, and then decide if they'll launch somebody or send an attorney. We believe in having a local attorney to send as quickly as possible. And in this particular situation, that call came in at 7:23, was completed by 7:30. And before 8:10 or 8:15, we actually had an attorney on site in Detroit, which is actually pretty good. So we did it in 45 minutes, basically.
Wow.
And one of the things that's nice about that particular situation is when the attorney walked into the police station, the police officer said, "Oh, it's you." So that's another nice thing to have when someone is a recognized criminal defense attorney. It's like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And so there was a discussion as to whether or not it was a justified shooting. And when the attorney speaks for you, he or she can say things like, if I was to tell you that my client would say this,
Right.
I felt for my life. It was, there was danger. It felt imminent, and I felt I had to protect myself. Would that be a justified shooting? In that particular case, the police are, yes, it would be. Okay, great.
So,
and it was found to be a justified shooting.
I apologize. I hate to cut you off. We got to go to a commercial break. But basically, if you're going to make the decision to carry and defend yourself, that sort of thing, then by all means, you need some kind of plan and probably some kind of product, some kind of service that's going to protect you legally, because it's very important. Now, what's the website if people want more information?
www.firearmslegal.com. So firearmslegal.com.
All right, buddy.
Great.
Hey, well, Allan, thank you very much. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. We'll get you back on again and tell all your friends 4 to 5 every Sunday. KCBQ AM 1170. The Answer.
Have a wonderful day.
You too, buddy. All right, folks, we're going to take a small break. We come back. Guess who's on the line? John Dillon from Gasky Dillon and Balance. Can't wait to hear all the good news from John right here on AM 1170. The Answer. Folks, hey, Gun Sports Radio right here on AM 1170. I'm Dave. He is Lance. This segment's brought to you by Triton Gunsmithing. TritonGunsmithing.com. TritonGunsmithing.com. You need to check these guys out. All kinds of specials on weapons, ammo, and classes. That's right. TritonGunsmithing.com. Check these guys out. Hey, right now we got John Dillon on the line from Gasky Dillon and Balance, your one-stop shop for law firms. So, John, I guess we had Allan Chandler on Firearms Legal, and I guess you're one of his selected lawyers?
Yeah, we've definitely been in talks and dealing with that, and we haven't finalized things yet, and that's mostly on my end. I've been a little too busy to follow up on some stuff, but I've looked into their organization and what they do, and it seems fantastic, and they really do work hard to make sure the right people are responding when these people really need it. And someone's using a gun in self-defense, you don't just want a no-name, random attorney picked from a random list of people in your area. And they do their due diligence and background and make sure they're sending the responsible people over there.
And they're actually having just to do a little promo, Poway Weapons and Gear is having firearms legal protection. They're having a seminar talking a lot more about them on Sunday, December 3rd at 5 p.m. So that's next Sunday. If you want more information, check out Poway Weapons and Gear or go to firearmslegal.com.
Are you going to be down there, John, for that?
You know what? I'm going to try. Obviously the weekends are hard for me to make, but if I can find the time, I'll definitely get down there for that.
Yeah. Well, if you do, come on into radio, hang out at radio, and then you can go straight over to the event.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well.
Either that or you just have to get us a blow-up doll that says John Dillon on his forehead. It's the only way we're going to get you in here, dude.
I already have that, don't worry.
Oh, you have his blow-up doll already? Ooh. That's another lawyer.
All right. Well,
give us some good news, John.
I really want to hear.
What do you got?
So, all right. So, one thing that happened over this holiday week, and of course, notice the timing on this, but on November 22nd, right before the major holiday, in which everyone stops paying attention to eat for the next week, the DOJ released their assault weapon regulations for public review and for the public comment period. Now, these are the same regulations that came out a little while ago. From what I've read so far, and I haven't read through them all yet, there's no major changes or anything like that from the last set that we saw, but they have published these to start the public comment period as a part of the review process for the regulations. And of course, they do it at the 11th hour, right before, at the end of the day, right before everyone goes on vacation. So, everyone lost a good solid week to make public comment and review these regulations because this is the DOJ, and they don't want people to provide public comment on these assault weapon laws. So that's always great. But that our own government tries to hide stuff from us and push things through without us being aware of it. But a lot of good organizations like the Firearms Policy Coalition were on top of it, and I know that anyone who's subscribed to their email list, they got an email immediately letting them know that these things were published, and they had copies of them online so you can check them out. But a good thing to note is this is an open public comment, so that means anyone can submit written comments on these laws and any concerns with the legal challenges. So I really encourage people to sit down, review the law, check out these different organizations that discuss it and break down these laws, and provide a comment. This is going to be on the record, so they will have these in their records, and they'll have to go through each and every public comment, and they'll have to answer to those. So it's a good thing to do. You should do it. It ends January 8th, 2018 at 5 p.m. The other thing that you can do, if you're really up for it, there is an actual public hearing that's going to occur on January 8th, 2018 from 10 to 12 p.m. at the Resource Building Auditorium in Sacramento. And you can make an oral or written testimony in front of everyone. And I know that a lot of organizations will attend that, and also people can come in and make their comments. So make your comments heard and let the state know that these laws are ridiculous.
Okay, since you're my lawyer, and you're Lance's lawyer, and Michael's lawyer, and Hollywood's lawyer, so if I respond, "Are you freaking kidding me?" would that suffice? Would they dig into that, or what do you think?
Well, it would be considered an official public comment, and they would have to take that in. However, I do really encourage polite, organized.
I said freaking
comments.
I said freaking. I didn't say what I was thinking.
What you want to do is you really want to attack the legalities of the law,
right,
and where they overstep. A good example is these DOJ regulations. They discussed how they are regulating a new class of assault weapons. But when we look at the legislation, all they did was they amended the current assault weapon laws and expanded certain definitions. They didn't make a whole new set of laws. And under the legislation, there wasn't a new classification of assault weapons. And one of the main issues we have with these laws is even if you do register your rifle or shotgun as an assault weapon, the DOJ currently right now under these regulations, they're saying even if it's a registered assault weapon, you can't take off the bullet button or the magazine lock. And they're saying that because this is going to be their, Category 4 assault weapon. So it's the bullet button assault weapon, as opposed to in 2000 when there was the first registration of assault weapons. If you had one, you registered one, you could have a regular magazine release and all the other evil features. But if you register these new assault weapons, you don't get to take the bullet button off, according to the DOJ. You still have to have a bullet button, even though you have a registered assault weapon. So that's one of the areas I think that, a good public comment address how, they can't just magically create a new class of assault weapon, even when the law didn't do that.
Hey, John, did you hear...
Stuff like that will help.
Did you hear about, slightly off topic, but did you hear about the case, young couple just opened up they just became FFLs, just opened up a shop, I think it was like Rancho Cucamonga, and someone brought them... Yes. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, so very briefly, I saw a couple articles that were posted. I didn't really dig into it yet, but from what I've heard, what I've seen online, it seems that a gun store that's been around for a long time, I think Outdoorsman, something along those lines, the two owners were actually arrested, and they had felony possession of assault weapon charges placed on them because they took in some type of AR-15 style rifle, which had the bullet button and everything, but remember, they're considered assault weapons right now, presently. And the FFL took it in because they were given a court order, and I don't know how they were given it. I don't know if the guy came in with a court order from a judge saying like he had to just give it to an FFL, or if an actual court identified them as, you know, the people that got to take it. But they took it in because this man was prohibited in some way and was told by court order he had to turn in his firearm to an FFL. So from what I've heard, the owners saw a court order that said, hey, it has to be turned into FFL, so they took the gun in. And if they didn't have a special weapons class 3 permit in California, the FFL, they can't hold an assault weapon. And so the DOJ, I guess, came in and said that they were in an illegal possession of an assault weapon and put charges on them right there. So it's a great example of how these ridiculous laws can really cause a lot of problems. Again, I don't know too much about the situation other than kind of the hearsay random articles I've read across, but they'll probably end up being all right. But at the same time, this is going to cost them a lot of money, a lot of heartache, and all they were trying to do was obey a court order.
Exactly.
Judge told them to turn the guns into an FFL, and they said, "Okay." Judge said I'm supposed to do this. So it shouldn't be your own government telling you to do something and then also arresting you for doing it.
That's because the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. Joe.
Well,
exactly, and it shows the extreme, just horrible way these laws were written, and judges don't know what's going on, and cops and law enforcement don't know what's going on, and the DOJ doesn't even know what's going on, and so it creates a lot of confusion, and the only heartache is placed on us, the consumers, the everyday ordinary people.
The law-abiding citizens.
It's not going to be placed on the DOJ. It's not going to be placed on law enforcement. It's not going to be placed on the judges. All the bad consequences are on us, no matter what.
So, a quick question: you told them, for this public hearing, whether you do it at the public hearing or you do it during this written session, and you said it all goes on record, things like that. So, if I formulated some questions, are they obligated to answer them? Questions like what kind of research they did to come up with these laws that make people safer, like how they went from point A to point B, and what kind of empirical data they came up with that said these laws are going to make citizens safer?
Yeah, well, it might depend on just exactly how you phrase your comments and questions, because responses are generally required, but a lot of times comments can be lumped into the same category. So if you have, let's say 500 people all commented on one issue or one general issue, they could then answer all of those with one response.
Right.
So it all depends on exactly how you formulate that, but it's not going to hurt to write a detailed comment and have detailed questions.
Okay.
In fact, that will be good. Highlight the inconsistencies, highlight the problems, and encourage people to do their research beforehand. Look it up. A lot of organizations are going to be posting, certain topics to discuss in these comments, and I would look into them and write about them and learn them well, because the general "are you freaking kidding me" comments, those pretty much get ignored. But if you have real serious comments and they are inundated with these types of comments, things are going to have to be addressed. And so I would definitely be thorough.
Well, I would definitely like to find out what kind of research they did, where they got their information from, that kind of thing.
Well, you need to ask that question. Now you have homework.
I do. I have a project now.
Yes, you do. All right. Hey, we're going to take a small break. When we come back, I'm thinking we should do a discount on San Diego County gun owners if you show proof that you sent a letter to the DOJ.
Well,
and if it's a really good letter, we'll give you a discount off its membership. Hey, it wins. It's a win-win all the way around. Think about it, folks. John, thank you very much, and think about coming in the studio one day.
Will do.
All right, buddy. All right, we're going to take a small break right here on Gun Sports Radio, AM 1170, The Answer. Folks, hey, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on AM 1170. I'm Dave. He is Lance. This segment is sponsored by Gun Range San Diego, located 7853 Balboa Avenue in lovely San Diego. Open 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Most holidays, believe it or not. Just go to Gun Range San Diego and see the plethora of abilities and fun things you can do and classes you can take. They just expanded their building to give you a bigger classroom facility. Tons of training, tons of guns that you can choose from the rental point of view. If you're military, you get special deals as well. Trust me, folks, it is the Nordstroms of gun ranges. It's just not the price. Right now, we got Joe Holyfield in the house. Talking, 12 guns of Christmas.
We had 12 guns of Christmas.
And a whole bunch more.
Yeah, we just had our, we did Black Friday through the entire weekend. So
you survived?
Barely. But we can do, we did our Black Friday deal, started on Friday, and it's going on, and, they're open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., so they're still going on tonight. We got Springfield TRPs on special. You get a...
What?
Yeah, Springfield...
Hey, look, Schwartz just woke up.
Exactly. You take that,
How special is special?
Well, instead of $1,700, only $1,500. $200 off.
Holy cow.
That's a pretty big deal.
Those are serious. It really is a nice 1911. I think it's the only. One. Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
So I think it's the only production off the shelf 1911 with adjustable sights and a magwell built in. You don't have to go back.
Are you listening to this, Laura?
Yeah,
it'll fit in the stocking.
Yeah, they have. We have 3 in stock right now that you can choose from. We have the all black, the stainless, and then the full rail, and they all have the funneled magwell, and they are basically. It is the civilian version of what's called the professional.
Yeah.
Which, good luck finding a professional.
What's it called?
The TRP, Tactical Response Pistol.
I didn't know that's what it stood for.
Yeah.
But man, that thing's been, it's kind of a top of the line, specialized, stock, 1911, off the shelf, all the bells and whistles.
Well, here's the deal. What they, normally what gun manufacturers do, they'll build, 10,000 receivers, 10,000 barrels, 10,000 slides, 10,000 triggers, 10,000, everything, and then they build 10,000 guns. Well, with these TRPs, they take a piece of metal and they build a gun, and everything is matched together. Everything from, the barrel to the barrel bushing, the barrel bushing to the slide to the receiver, the sear to the trigger. Everything is done by hand, matched together perfectly, which is why it's the normal retail price is $1,700 versus $900 for maybe a standard 1911.
Yeah.
It gets that really nice front strap checkering on there, and it takes a lot of time and effort to it has a special coating on it.
Who makes it?
Springfield.
Oh, okay.
And Springfield TRP. So. We got those on special.
Plus the bull barrel.
Yeah, the full rail operator has the bull barrel.
Yeah.
Has the bull barrel on it.
That's a lot of gun for that price. It's just.
I got the black one. It just drops them right in. It just drops the rounds right in.
It's right in
Bam.
between, that kind of that production and custom. It's a nice little
right. And the average shooter. Even the above average shooter will not be able to outshoot this gun ever. And it's there's guys out there, they want a Les Bear, they want a Nighthawk Custom, which now you're looking at like a $3,000 handgun. But you can't outshoot the TRP anyway. They are a phenomenal shooting 1911, and we have a ton of them, 1911s in general, in stock, and we have a few of these TRPs that are available over there.
Man, great.
And then we still have our 12 Guns of Christmas deal going on. We have our, another great 1911 from Springfield is the MC Operator. It's a really cool gun. It's black slide on a olive drab green receiver. Has a wonderful trigger on it, and it's only normally goes for $1,250, and we got that marked down to $1,090.
Wow.
Yeah, so that one's also really nice.
And some of you can go buy, we talked about last week, they could buy a gift certificate.
Absolutely.
Right? And buy something for them.
And we've been selling a ton of gift certificates over the holiday season. Moms buying them for their sons and wives buying them for their boyfriends, things like that. So you can come in there and we can help you pick out, if you are looking to buy something for like a range event, we can kind of go over all the expenditures of what that might be and And then, or if you're looking at, hey, my husband, my girlfriend, whomever is looking for this particular firearm, we can set you up where, you get that completely covered with maybe a couple of accessories if you'd like. And that way, when they come in there, it's a done deal. All they have to do is, do some paperwork and it's all done.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so we definitely got some great deals on ammo right now. We're doing 1,000 rounds of 9mm, for, I think it's $210.
What brand is that?
PMC.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, really
Load
good
up,
brand.
man.
Really
How much
good
ammo
stuff.
can someone store if they want to buy? Can they buy like 5,000 rounds?
They can buy everything we got.
Okay, good. And as far as storing that stuff at their home, is there any special type of thing they have to do?
What do you do to store?
I mean, having regular, if you have 100 rounds, it's one thing. But if you got 5,000 rounds, are you required by the law to do anything extra?
I don't think so. The only thing that the law requires is if you are a reloader, you can only store, and this is has to do with fire department regulations, things like that. You can only store X amount of explosives, gunpowder,
all that.
primers. You can only put so many together, so many pounds, that kind of thing. But as far as just total ammo, I don't know of any regulations that says you can only have X amount of ammo.
Yeah, cool. Load up, man.
And it even says that on our signs. We're coming up on 2018. Get it now before you have to start.
$210 for 1,000 rounds.
Oh,
I mean,
it's great.
Stocking up now.
Yeah, and
you deliver?
For you.
1,000 rounds is going to be heavy.
I'll deliver.
5,000 rounds is heavy. You get 5,000 rounds of 9 and get 5,000 rounds of 45 if you shoot 45.
And 223. We have 223 on special as well.
Yeah.
We got those.
Now.
I think it's 179 for 500 rounds, I think, if I remember off the top of my head. But
wow.
It's a great deal. We got some American Eagle on sale in bulk for that. And we even have some really nice ammo, Kydex plastic ammo cases, ammo bins that are already molded and everything, and we have them small, medium, large, extra large.
And people like those.
And it makes it good so it's not just boxes stacked in the corner. You can put your ammo in there, your gear, your accessories. They stack well, so you can keep them organized while you're storing your gear.
The amount of ammo, it's like a lifelong struggle. If you don't have enough, it means you're not buying enough. And if you have too much, it means you're not shooting enough.
There you go. Exactly. It's a vicious circle, like a snake eating its tail.
It is a snake.
But then you throw the laws on top of it, makes it even worse, because when this thing changes, the price is just going up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And the scrutiny, too. So that's why I can't encourage y'all enough.
That's the problem. We're not...
load that Jeep up, Mike.
Yeah, really.
We're not going to be raising our prices just because... the whole supply and demand thing, you can't buy it, you're not going to be able to buy it online anymore, that kind of thing that.
But your costs go up.
However, our cost is going to go up.
Your costs go up.
And there's going to be a fee associated with it now to the DOJ.
Yes.
That's totally out of the gun store's hands.
I'm telling you.
You're going to have to do that one-time background check. And then every time you buy ammo, we're going to have to go and put it on the national database or the California database. And there's going to be a fee associated with that.
There has to be, because you got labor costs. I mean, someone's got to peck that thing in the computer.
Well, no, I'm telling you, the DOJ is charging us a fee to do that.
See,
for every.
I'm
it's
telling
like
you
a
guys,
tax.
go buy your ammo.
Right on there. Yeah. So come in and buy tons of ammo. We have accessories. If you want to make your rifle featureless, we have the Thorson FRS featureless rifle stock on sale right now. Normally $140. It's on sale for $99.99.
Yeah, that's a great price.
So that's almost 30% off of that. And then all of our cleaning gear is I think it's 15 or 20% off. So everything in the store is going to have some sort of sale attached to it, and a majority of our firearms are. So come in there, peek around, look around, see what you can get on special, and pick it up before the day's out, because we only have till, we start on Black Friday, and we're carrying it through the entire weekend.
Yeah, get it now.
I'm going to try to talk them into going all the way into Cyber Monday, but we'll see.
You never know.
That's a great price on that Thornton stock, too.
Oh, yeah, $99.
$99,
You can't beat it. And it makes sure it does two things for you. It gets rid of your pistol grip and your adjustable stock. So it's a 2-in-1 feature that you get to help make your gun, your firearm, your rifle, whatever you want to call it, California compliant.
It really is. It's a good product, too. I think of all the different solutions and products and that sort of thing to make your gun featureless, that one makes the most sense. It's real comfortable. Right.
The sisters.
One of my sisters is,
Yeah, and then I did the same thing. Lola Not Afraid had two made to copy your sisters, and we put them, put Thorsten on both of those.
Feels good.
It's the most traditional feeling. You can still get your thumb around there, and it feels like a very, comfortable stock. It's, and I don't think it's a bad looking stock.
I think it looks pretty good,
it's
actually.
It's just so different than what you're used to. It's kind of a shock to people. But as far as form and function, I think it looks great.
Yeah, I think that's, the form and function. You can still use a single point, sling for it.
Absolutely.
It's, I think it is.
It already comes with quick detach sling mounts.
Yeah.
And, and you get to get rid of any type of locking magazine, bullet button, anything. You have a standard magazine release on there.
It's great.
And with that Thorson stock, you can still reach it with your index finger. And I have small hands for an adult. I can still
don't
reach
judge you for that. You could be president with those hands.
Silence.
Now are you selling a lot? Most of the ARs you guys are selling is the Thorson.
Well, the ARs we're selling, we have the Gambit over there. We have Thorson. We have the Juggernaut, which is very popular. People like that one a lot. And we do the Kydex wraps. We do the Hammerhead. We sell the Monster Man grips.
Is there one that's like head and shoulders above? Like which is the most popular? You think?
Right now, I think the most popular is people are actually buying the ones with the magazine lock, because we sell those as well. That has the actual magazine lock in there where you have to disassemble the action, because it still has that traditional look. You can still keep your pistol grip. You can keep your adjustable stock. Yeah. And people like their features more than they like the convenience of changing the magazine, because we've had such an inconvenience for so long in California anyway.
Right.
So I think if we were, in Wisconsin or something, or Texas, where it went from one to the other right away, the Thorson would be really popular. However, because we've had such a long history of having to have some sort of
it's boom. It's the most popular.
So they like keeping their features because they've already had that kind of.
All right, hey, we got to take a small break. That was wonderful, Hollywood, as usual. 12 guns of Christmas. Folks, check it out. GunRangeSanDiego.com. Find out which gun you want, because, man, they're there. All right, when we come back, Lance Reeter is going to call in, talk a little bit about his 5th annual Sheila Hammond charity shoot, March 22nd from Front Sight, right here on AM 1170, The Answer. Folks, hey, welcome back. This is Gun Sports Radio right here on AM 1170. This segment is brought to you by Trident Gunsmithing. Go to www.tridentgunsmithing.com for all your hunting needs. If you're a hunter, they have classes. They'll even teach how to make sausage. And they have discounts on all of their in-house guns and ammo, so check them out. TridentGunsmithing.com, TridentGunsmithing.com. All right, who you got lined up here? I guess this one's yours, Lance.
Hey, yeah, we got Lance Reeter on the line, and last year I was lucky enough to attend his 4th annual charity shoot, and I thought we'd have him come on real quick because his 5th annual is coming up really fast. March might seem like a long way away, but it's not, and this is filling up quick. I want to make sure our listeners do get a chance to sign up. So, my brother Lance, are you on?
Hey, Lance.
Hi, Lance. Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Hey, let me ask a question real quick, since I know this is early and everybody's going saying, what the hey? But could somebody use this event as a Christmas gift?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They can simply go to the website, www.charitycourse.gives, and get the information on the event. And my contact information is on there. So if they would like to get their wife, their girlfriend, father, their uncle, and a nephew or somebody signed up for this charity event, it's very easy for us to do. And you're right, this is coming up pretty fast. It's only 3.5 months away, and people need to sign up in a timely fashion because all the hotels in the area will be gone at historically in about 2 months before the event, all the hotel rooms are gone. But it keeps growing from year to year that at the 2.5 month mark, this year we may be out of hotel rooms. I'm not sure, but they're going pretty fast.
Well, if you have any inclinations of going, reserve a room today.
Absolutely. That's what I tell everybody, that if you think you might want to go to the website. I've got the names of the hotels there in town, the phone numbers for the hotels, the addresses. book a hotel room. They don't charge anything to your credit card. You can cancel up to 24 hours in advance, so you've got nothing to lose. That way, if you do decide, hey, I've been thinking about this, if you do go, you're set. If you decide, we've got too much going on with the family this year, we can't make it, you don't lose anything.
Right. And the minute that if you don't go, then the hotel will let all the people that were trying to get in, they'll get in. So that's not a big deal.
Exactly. They'll release it to the waiting list.
Is there a limitation as to how many people can come to this event?
There isn't. The reason that we host this at Frontside Firearms Training Institute outside of Las Vegas is it's the only school in the country big enough to handle as many people as I can throw at it.
Gotcha.
We had 185 participants last year, and we raised $27,600 for leukemia in one weekend. This year, coming up in 3.5 months, I'm anticipating having over 300 participants. This event just grows like crazy from year to year. But we're expecting over 300 participants this year. The school itself, currently with the ranges that they have, they can handle 800 to 1,000 students a day. They're in the process of wrapping up or finishing up 25 additional shooting ranges, which will add another 1,000 students per day capacity. So we have no fear of running out of space. And to give you an idea of the scope of this facility, their lecture hall alone is a 600-seat lecture hall. This is an amazing facility, but it's a 550-acre firearms training resort. And they offer handgun, advanced handgun, rifle, precision rifle, tactical shotgun, hand-to-hand defense, edge weapon training, you name it, they teach it. And people fly in from all over the country to go to this school. We're fortunate enough here in Southern California that it's only a 4.5-hour drive. But that's where we host it. And so to answer your question, nope, they can handle as many participants as we throw at them.
4.5-hour drive? What do you ride with Lance?
Yeah, the Hellcat, baby.
You must go with him in that Hellcat.
No. He makes it in 3 hours. I make it in 4.5 hours.
That was a lot of fun. So there's a 2-day, a 3-day, and a 4-day. I'm doing the 4-day this year. I did the 2-day last year. I'm doing the 4-day handgun. And for those of you who are interested, if you said, hey, I don't know anybody, you say, you could put down, hey, I want to go with Lance Pelkey. They'll put you on the same range as us. We'd love to have you on.
And all you have to do is pay. So Lance will be more than happy to host you.
That's right.
I'll have to trade in the
Are you going to Hollywood?
I'm definitely going to be there. And Lance, for people who, they want to get behind you. I mean, it's a great cause, but maybe they just can't make the trip out, but they still want to donate. How can they do that?
Absolutely. There's 2 ways they can do that. If they go to the website, www.charitycoursegives, and if they click on their Enroll tab, it'll give them a couple options. And one is called Payments. And in that payment page, they have the option of just making a donation, and it says, I can't make it this year, but I still want to donate to leukemia, and they can select the dollar amount, and 100% every single penny goes to fight leukemia. And then also on that page, they can buy raffle tickets, because every year we give away a ton of firearms and a ton of ammo as raffle prizes, and they don't have to be present to win. To give you an example, this last event, number 4, was this spring, and we gave away 10 brand new firearms, beautiful precision 6.5 Creedmoor precision rifle, several tactical shotguns, and a whole bunch of handguns. Now, this next course coming up in 3.5 months, this next charity event, I'm hoping to double that, to have 20 firearms sent home with lucky winners and 15,000 rounds of ammo sent home with lucky winners. So 2 ways to answer your question is they can just make a donation. Also, they can buy raffle tickets, and every penny of the raffle tickets goes to fight leukemia, because all the prizes are donated. So it's not like we have to cover the cost of the prizes, and then anything after that, goes to fight leukemia. In this case, every single penny, because all the raffle prizes are donated by generous local gun shops and ranges that donate these firearms and ammo.
Love it.
All right. Hey, and if you ever get interested in trying out another charity, pancreatic cancer is really climbing the ladder, and it's absolutely the worst, and it's taking people with no notice, and it's so hard to pick a charity. I know how difficult it is, but I just had to throw that.
Well, one silver lining is the fact that, cancer research in one area actually rolls into other areas. It's kind of like, when we were researching NASA going to the moon, there were so many industries that benefited from that. And it's the same thing with cancer. Whether you're coming up with cures and strategies for breast cancer or prostate cancer or pancreatic or, blood cancers like leukemia and lymphoma, there is a rollover effect. So, the money that's going into one type of cancer actually will, roll into to a certain degree and benefit the others as well. So I totally agree with you.
All right, man. We'll give their website one more time.
It's www.charitycourse.gives.
Yep.
So it's not .com, but it's .gives. And people have the option to take a handgun course or rifle course, your choice. You can join us for 2 days, 3 days, or the full 4 days, your choice.
And if you don't have a handgun or a rifle, you could rent one up there.
Good point.
Right.
The pro shop there at this facility has everything. So if you've always wanted to take a course, but you don't own a rifle or you don't own a handgun, it's extremely affordable. We've got details on the website, and they will outfit you with the gun, the holster, the shooting belt, the double mag pouch, 3 magazines, everything you need. So you basically show up with a shirt on your back, and the pro shop will set you up.
And one pro tip, and that would be dress warm. Dress for warm in the morning.
Absolutely.
We do it in March, so the weather is really nice. So the
really
mornings
nice.
are a little bit nippy, but it warms up to
Yep.
about 70, 75 in the afternoon. And so we tell people dress in layers because the morning it'll be a little nippy, and then you'll peel them off for a 70, 75 degree afternoon. And but it's a beautiful time of year out there in March. And this course, I didn't mention the date, but it is on the website. It's March 23rd, so it's in about 3.5 months.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, buddy. Hey, thank you very much. Look forward to talking to you down the road, folks. This is Gun Sports Radio. Don't forget to check us out on the web. This is AM 1170. We are the answer.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.